go. You want water? Come on. Come on, you want a drink?
Hey Google, turn on the kitchen light.
All right, turning on the kitchen light. Good morning. Good morning. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl. Yeah, come on. There you go.
When you put your glasses and cups away in the cabinet, do you put them face up or facing down? I'm just curious because my husband says they should be up, and most of the time I will put them up, but on the occasion that I put them down, he swears that he can taste the cabinet. I like to hang my dish drying mat out between uses so that I don't have to wash it every single time. I try not to let it sit on the counter very long so it doesn't stay wet and get mildew smelling. So I hang it out on the line, and when it's dry, I bring it back in and use it again.
Oh yeah, this is the hot day.
I'm trying to attach the corn to a very long nail, And I'm pretty sure that I almost gave Trevor heart failure. But eventually I get it on there, and, I don't think it's a good idea to do what I was doing. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. In the case of my Lulu, this is true. She won't learn to sit, she won't learn to beg, she won't learn anything. Unless it involves food, and that just means that she's running around chasing after you and, thinking that your food is her food and you are obligated to share. She don't beg, she insists. But anyway, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but this old dog, she's learned a few tricks. First off, I have been working hard at maintaining all of my new routines, and one of them being to clean as I go and not making huge messes around me. And so far, so good. So sometimes you can teach an old dog new tricks, just not a little dog that wants to do its own thing its own way. You have to be open to learn new things. I have to say, I've learned a ton of new things from all of you, and I so do appreciate it. So many tips and ideas. I never imagined how helpful you would all be in my daily life, and how much I look forward to all of your comments. You're becoming quick friends. I recognize so many of you in the comments, and I really do appreciate all your help with giving me suggestions. I decided that today, since the weather was going to be extremely hot and I wasn't going to be doing much outside and I didn't want to cook and heat the house up any more than it was, that I'd make something in the crock pot. So today is the day for the pulled pork. And as you see, I'm going to put up one of my curtains. I generally don't keep them up, but I decided to put it up today to block out some of the sun, to keep the kitchen cooled down even a little bit more. Even now, as I'm doing this voiceover and it's just a few minutes after midnight, it's still 74 degrees up here in northern Maine. It was breezy today, but it was like being in a convection oven. Thankfully, though, the humidity stayed down so it wasn't completely unbearable. I put my pork loin in the microwave to thaw, and a lot of you have commented when you see me doing this that you don't do that, that you either soak it in water or whatever method you use. I've sort of, for the most part, perfected unthawing things in the microwave. I don't overcook them, so therefore they don't get that weird taste. In fact, when I put this pork loin into my crock pot, the middle of it was still fairly frozen, which is fine because by the time I got to it tonight, it was completely falling apart. So, but even hamburger, when I thawed that out in the microwave, I put it in for a minute or two, take off the pieces that are thawing out and put them in a bowl and put it back in for another 30 seconds and remove the pieces that are thawed and keep doing that until the whole thing's thawed out. And very rarely do I ever mess up and cook the meat in the microwave. I just de-thaw it. I do find, though, you have to be very careful with foods like chicken and things like that. So when I do thaw them out in the microwave, I don't do a complete thaw. I just do it enough so that it's mostly thawed out, but not cooking in the microwave. Because yes, it's gross if your food starts cooking in the microwave. It takes on a weird rubbery texture and nobody wants to eat that. I set my crock pot to high to cook this, but that's only for a couple of hours. After the couple of hours, I'll turn it down to low for another probably 4 to 5 hours. And actually today it turned out a lot longer than that, and you'll see why. Just a little bit later on in this video, so keep an eye out. With my dishwasher being so tiny, I do try to stack creatively so I can get as many dishes squeezed in there as I can to save on water. It takes exactly 5.5 quarts of water to fill this dishwasher, which is why you need so little dish soap. No, never put dish soap in there. It's why it takes so little dishwasher liquid to run it. I also can use tabs, but when I use them, I tend to cut them in half. One thing about this dishwasher that I don't know if I've said before, you can hook it up directly to the sink. I choose not to because I really don't want my sink being taken up for 2 hours or 45 minutes, depending on which cycle I choose to run. It does a really good job, though, for a portable. I was actually pretty blown away when I ran it for the first time and realized that it does work exactly the same way as a normal dishwasher. The only difference is it's small and you can pour water into the top and it has a holding tank. So, how many of you instinctively looked to see if the cat was on my bed again today? Hammy's an old girl. We don't know exactly how old she is, but she's pretty old. She's up there in age. And she pretty much just sits on my bed, goes to the food bowl, visits the litter box, and comes back to my bed. And here's the baby that I bought off Temu. Very cute. She's not a reborn, but she's a doll that's made to look like a real baby. And this is the one that my husband bought me. And from what I can tell, she came off Amazon, but he bought it for me off the marketplace. Also, not a reborn, just a doll that's made to look more realistic. I figured if at some point I get tired of them, I would pass them on to Bella. But for now, I like them on my bed. They look cozy though. Okay, now for the reason why I came upstairs. I've got my glue gun up here, and someone had mentioned to me about getting velvet hangers, which I do think is a great idea, but I really, at this point, do not want to spend money on a closet that is not, it's not arranged in any special order. It's just arranged to be convenient, so the looks of things and the cohesiveness doesn't really matter that much. And I have an idea with my coat hangers to get things to stop slipping off that's going to save me money, and I have a feeling it'll work fairly well. So let me get this glue gun heated up and I will get right back to you. So my glue gun's heated up, I've got my white hangers, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. You want to take your hanger, and along the top of the hanger, you're simply going to put small dots of hot glue. You don't need to run a line of it because it'll be more grippy, I believe, with the texture of the glue on the hanger, and it'll dry faster. You may get some little spider webs, don't worry about that. You can just pop them right off. I am using high temp glue. I am sure you can do it with low temp as well. If you see, I've created, not only is the glue going to have almost like a sticky texture, it's created bumps along it so the clothes won't slip. If you want to do a neater job, don't do them all at once. I just figured it would be quicker. I don't need tons of them because I just hang up my dresses. So, oop, they're sticking together. Not for long. My first one is dry, and I'm going to test it out on this shirt, which is always falling off. And I'm not going to put it around the little hooky thing because it never stays on there anyway. Definitely works. And yes, at the point of watching this video back, I realized that the whole time my tag was sticking out the back of my shirt. And you know, it's funny because at one point when I put the shirt on, I was wondering if I had got the tag tucked in and then forgot to check. I'm gonna pour myself a nice cold glass of iced tea and I'm gonna go have a break. Yet another habit that I need to break is putting stuff on this washer and dryer. I don't know why I keep doing it. I hate the way that it looks. So I've got to break the habit, right? Let's see over the next few videos if it happens. I am going to fill this bag right up, and later on tonight I will fold all this laundry up and get it put away. And somebody just took that $1. You all know that recently I dealt with some depression and I was offline for quite some time. And it brings up a subject that I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about it a lot recently. And one of the subjects that I really wanted to talk to you guys about is finding joy or choosing joy, especially when things in life are hard and really it's hard to find joy. I know that life isn't always easy and we all have struggles, and sometimes it feels like finding joy is next to impossible. But I've learned that even in the hardest times that there are little things that can bring us happiness, and let's talk about that. First off, I want to say We all know, okay? It's okay to feel down when things are hard. Your feelings are real and they're valid. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about finding those tiny moments of joy that can brighten your day, even just a little bit. Finding joy is looking for those gratitude moments. One thing that really helps me is practicing gratitude. Every day, I look for something that I'm thankful for. It doesn't have to be big stuff. Watching the birds outside, having a roof over my head. It could be anything. It's even just the sounds of the birds in the morning when you wake up, a good cup of coffee, or a funny moment. Writing them down can really shift your perspective. In fact, I keep a gratitude journal that I had put away for a very long time, and I pulled it back out tonight so I can start using it. Another thing is, the second thing is to do what you love. Now, I've loved making YouTube videos from day one. Even though I was scared and nervous, I still loved it. I still do love it. And even during that time when I was down, I loved it, but it seemed hard. So make time for the things that make you happy, whether it's baking, sewing, painting, or just spending time with your family and pets. Those activities can bring a lot of joy. For me, creating videos and sharing my life with all of you is such a source of happiness. Another thing is to stay connected. Even if you're an introvert like me, staying connected with people who care about you can be so uplifting. Reach out to friends or family or join a community online where you feel understood and supported. And I hope that for some of you, that community is right here. Be persistent. Sometimes joy is right in front of us if we just take a moment to notice. Practice being present. Take a deep breath and look around. And by the way, that stain did come out of my shirt. You need to practice being present. You need to take a deep breath and look around and appreciate the little things. It's amazing how calming and joyful this can really be. And this one is one of my favorites, and that is to spread kindness. Doing something kind for other people can also bring tons of joy. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Just small acts of kindness can make a huge difference. Helping a neighbor, volunteering, or just offering a smile or telling somebody that you pass by that you love their shirt. It's very simple, and it will uplift not just them, but you too. And I want you to remember that choosing joy doesn't mean ignoring the tough stuff, because we all know that's not realistic. It's about finding the light in the darkness and holding on to hope. We all have the strength to seek out those joyful moments, no matter how small they may be. Now, as I was saying when I interrupted myself, I put some stain remover on my white shirt that I splattered blueberries on, and I put it in a load of bleach wash, and lo and behold, when I pulled it out, it all had come out. But I do think one of my community members is right. I think it's time to invest in a couple of aprons, because tonight, when I was making the pulled pork, that's why there was a midday shirt change. We are on our way to go get Chinese food because somebody decided that he would rather have that than the dinner I was making. So, here we go.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
I found some joy here today when I didn't have to finish cooking dinner. It was easily finished and put away in the fridge for another meal. No, I was not upset with Greg. I was just giving him a little bit of crap because that's what I do. That's how he knows I love him. So good. Oh my gosh. Really, really good. Whew. I'm gonna put this together tomorrow night with some coleslaw and some nice big rolls, and I'm going to tell you, out of this world. If you like pulled pork, this is one of the best I've tried yet. It's got just the right amount of spice and sweetness. The chili lemon that I used, I think, brought it up to another level. I didn't have any regular chili powder, so I used my chili lemon. And if you can find that or a spice similar to that, it's really, really, really good. I'm just going to let this soak for a while before I wash it. Moving along to the living room, I'm going to get this all picked up so that I can move on to folding the clothes and getting ready to get this edited and uploaded for all of you in the morning. If you catch a glimpse behind the couch in my videos, that's actually where my office space is. And yes, it is currently a mess. It's becoming quite a distraction when I'm trying to create and edit, so I really need to get that space under control, like really soon. I'm planning a big organization and decluttering video for it, and if you have any great tips or ideas, or if you notice something that sparks a suggestion, please don't hesitate to share. Your input is always so helpful, and I love hearing from you. Just don't tell me to throw it in the yard and burn it all. I love hearing from you. Stay tuned from that upcoming video.
I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again, but life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm alone. I got it, I gotta go, 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 running to better times. Go, 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 from my emotions I'll go, 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 running to better.
And don't you know that if I'm in this living room, tidying the living room, that I am going to wipe down this table. It's inevitable. And yes, I am still using that Podsy lavender spray. I have to say that's about the only lavender product that I have ever liked. And out comes my magical cat fur brush that makes all the cat fur disappear. Well, at least most of it. And what I'm showing you, or did just show you, is I actually ordered a pet grooming kit from, I believe it was Temu. And it really does a much better job of helping me to groom the dogs than just using a regular pair of scissors. And I like that they have blunt tips so they're not poking them or anything like that. I'm extremely careful when I'm cutting their fur, but no matter how careful you are, accidents can and do happen. And that, my friends, is a wrap. We've come to the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed this day in the life, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy cleaning.